for the final time today. Welcome back to the April Monthly Cup, a tournament whose name does absolutely nothing to betray how hype this tournament has been, how huge it has been in terms of the quality of talent that has been seen throughout it, and how intense the competition has been as well. We are now ready for our grand finals. What a grand finals it is lined up to be. Epos, Pack, Richie, and Binkss. It's going to be tight. OC, there's a couple of things we should run through before we see what the maps are. First of all, 120 point limit for this grand finals. That means that whatever the first map is that is randomly selected by the random number generator gremlins that live in the back end of the engine of the Trackmania servers is going to be very important, because it will be most likely both the map that sets players up for the rest of the match in terms of who's looking good, and also the map that we revisit at the end with players in finals. That map will be Liftoff.
Good map, I think. Definitely the right map to end it on if there is going to be a winner crowned. It is it's one of those maps where you can build the hype through and everything like that. So we'll have a Liftoff, Castle, Sublimation, Halfwood, and then Cadence. So I think favors Epos. I like that.
I think Cadence in fifth is good. Like, if Cadence couldn't be, because Cadence has been Epos's map. If there's a map that we're going to say he's done incredibly well on, it's been Cadence. If it can't be first, and therefore, very important for the match overall, then I think fifth place, at a time in the match when things are getting tight and you need to gain that momentum, you need to kind of make the final push for finalist and a win, that's a good space to have it.
And we have reliable information from the other semi-final that Pack is actually gaming on Liftoff, apparently. So, this might favor our boys. This map order might very much favor our boys. It would be really cool to get a 1-2, I think.
Yeah,
that would be
very wild. Cool. One more time today, we have 2 Brits and 2 French players in a match. Epos has been a large part of that here on this stream, but it is been a cycling rotation of different French players that he has ground his way through all the way to the finals to join arguably, maybe definitely, the most successful British player of all time, Pack, in this finals up against Binkss, and maybe the surprise player for this finals as well, Richie, who I think the only surprise is in how well he has done with the amount he's grinded on these maps, because he has put the work in to get here.
Yeah, absolutely. Richie deserves to be here. You can see from his time on the leaderboards, and I think he's been practicing a lot, as we have an earlier mistake from Binkss there. But yeah, I think Richie's been practicing a lot. He's been putting a lot of time in, so he 100% deserves his place here and a chance to fight it out for the win.
Absolutely. Well, Pack's been cooking, but Richie and Epos are right up there with him at the moment, and Epos went a little bit more inside there, so the places switch for a brief second. Pack back in the lead, though, for the time being. Getting a little bit processional here, the gap's widening between the top 3. Richie goes low on that jump, trying to close the gap a little bit, pushing towards the final jump, but Pack leads from Epos, leads from Richie. Did Pack crash? He didn't, he just disappeared. He goes slow, though, and Epos wins the first round. Richie takes second, and Pack settles for third.
That was a very unfortunate small clip that Pack got there, just going up in the last kind of half pipe landing, I suppose, and fell back into the clutches of Richie and Epos, who will say, "Thank you very much. I'll take a few extra points."
I'll tell you, if Epos manages to come out on top, win this finals, I'm starting a petition to change the British anthem to Celeste 1.
As an Irishman, I have signed that petition.
Yeah, we have no say in this. I'm just saying, maybe just the anthem of BITM. We'll start small, and we can work up from there.
Yeah, we got this. We got this. As now we have almost an exact reverse order of what we had in the last round. Is Epos kind of falling back a little bit at the start, and Richie leading us away in the front. Now with Binkss trying to catch him down. Will Binkss catch him as Richie jumps super inside on that line? As Pack is also there looking for any mistakes from players ahead of him. Richie goes wide to get a better angle for the jump. Binkss lands and almost hits the wall. Not sure how he stayed out of it there. And Epos with Pack. I didn't even know that was happening.
With the snipes at the end of Liftoff have been crazy. That time by 1,000. 1,000 for 1 point. It's the funniest possible position to snipe in this cup mode, is 4th up to 3rd place. It's really not that big a swing, but hey, Epos, he's definitely dialed in on a lot of these finishes, on a lot of these maps, and I said it earlier on Cadence that if there is a part of the map to be really dialed in on and really nailing, I'm going to say the finish is definitely that part.
Yeah, it finishes definitely that part as once again Epos makes an early mistake and he's gonna look, can he slide
Yeah,
back again by
listen, okay,
1,000?
it's good to be dialed in at the end of the map and really be nailing that. Now, you should still be driving the rest of the map well. I want to make that clear.
Yeah, absolutely. As he unfortunately is falling far behind the pack here as we go into the ending as Binkss, Richie, and Pack lead us there. And can Binkss stay out of the wall like he did in the last round? It remains to be seen. He can as all the players get through, but Pack is going to snipe Richie on the
4,000 the gap on that occasion, as Pack is just in front of Richie. Binkss with a round win will be delighted to pick up those full 10 points. The reason Binkss is here at all, I would argue, is he started incredibly hot in the last match and then kind of slowed down towards the end, but had the gas to get up to finalist early enough that eventually when he picked up a round win, he was able to get on through. So looking for something similar maybe from Binkss here in our grand finals, and looking for Epos to maybe rediscover the form here on Liftoff that he had in the first round. But nope, there's another early mistake, and Epos will once again be trailing. Liftoff has not really gone great for Epos here on this first run through, which is maybe a little bit worrying given we will be revisiting this map.
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, he was very, very good on liftoff in the previous match. So hopefully he can just regain that a little bit. And he's not even that far off the lead here. If he gets a mistake here, he'll only find himself maybe 7 points down. But Pack leads us away into the front as Richie is trying to chase him down, and Pack gets a very nice landing there and will win this round comfortably with a 54.4, which is quite a nice time. Fastest time driven so far.
54.452, couple of tenths off of the world record. It's been noted in chat that we're 3 hours into competition now, and it's been intense competition. Fatigue almost definitely settling in for the players a little bit, and apparently settling in on the cast as well a little bit. As I do want to give a quick shout out to whoever's been behind doing the match organization for this. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Kem is involved in some capacity. This has been very tightly run today. We have ground through these matches rapidly, and it's gone very smoothly.
Yeah, it took me 3 games to eat a pizza with the breaks we were afforded.
Well, at least some of us have food. I've had a protein bar and a bottle of water, and we're making it work.
We're making it work, baby. Putting our lives on the line of fainting on cast. That would be embarrassing. Anyway, here we go into a castle, a map that Epos struggled on a little bit. We haven't seen, many of the other players on this. We saw a little bit of Richie earlier. We saw some Binkss, obviously, in the last match. We have not seen Pack on this, so we have no idea. No idea what Pack could be cooking up on this map.
Epos has been struggling on this map a little bit today, but in the semi-final, he had it cleaned up because it was that final ice turn. He was really kind of just making mistakes, not even mistakes, just not being as aggressive as other players on exiting the final ice turn up to the finish, which was allowing them to get a lot more speed by keeping the drift longer, keeping the drift going longer. And he got more aggressive at the end of the semi-final. His end has turned into one of the better ends we've seen today. So I'm holding out hope. I think this could be a good map for Epos.
I really hope this could be a good map for Epos. And now he needs one of those ends that we were talking about, where he needs to gain a couple of places in a little bit of time as he looks to hunt down Richie and Pack into this ending. All 3 players making it through the bumpy dirt as they go into the ice side. Richie with a more inside line, Pack with more speed. Pack is going to come out leading in front, but is Epos going to be able to catch? No, as Pack beats Richie, who beats Epos with Binkss bringing up the rear.
Full 10 points go to Pack. 57.9 is the time. That's a 10th and a half off world record. We're starting out quick on Castle.
Yeah, it's a casual 10th and a half world record. I'd like to see a world record be set in the final. I think that would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty sick.
If the players are listening to the cast, I know you're not, but they can manifest it, or in some way, as that's not something I'd want to manifest there, with Epos making a couple of early mistakes and finding himself quite far behind.
Yeah, I would prefer that stopped happening at some point here on the incredibly biased Blue Jays crossed with British Irish Trackmania cast. 2 reasons for us to be rooting for Epos right now, and neither of them are helping him. He's a 2nd and a half down. Binkss will clip on the inside. We've seen plenty of mistakes there today. I think quite a few of them have been from Binkss, given this is our 3rd time watching him as well. But Richie and Pack, 2 players who I think are looking very good on this map right up until Richie isn't, and Caster Cursing goes hard.
It does go hard, but Binkss is kind of trying to catch up to Richie again. Binkss could find himself up in a 2nd place here if Richie makes another mistake. as they go through the ice side. And oh my god, Binkss with an insane XG on exit again. Oh
I think
my
Binkss
god.
entering the final ice slide there just had more speed than Richie due to where Richie's mistake was, which allowed Binkss to push more aggressively to keep that ice slide going longer, and he took full advantage. Snipes for second place. The Pack, the big story there, picking up a second round win from 2 on the map. He's gotten the full 20 points so far on Castle. He's pulling an Epos on Cadence kind of thing, you know? I mean, that's what we're going to start calling it.
Epos on Cadence. It won't be a Pack on Castle. It'll be an Epos on Cadence. I like that though. I really do. Let's give it Epos all the credit he truly deserves for this brilliant performance that has put him into a grand final so far. And hopefully he continue going. But now Binkss, we have seen Binkss has got good pace on this map. He was always kind of catching up to Epos in that one section there, as now he's losing out to Pack here, as Richie is looking to hunt him down as they go towards the finish.
All 3 players neck and neck. Richie's touching the back wheels, but not much else. He just about keeps that out of the wall. My god, Richie, you could not get closer, as he's still carrying that speed that he gained. Richie looking clean through those last couple of turns. Pack touches on the inside. Epos slides on through. Richie will push. Binkss is a slightly better line, but Richie has built the gap enough that he will take the round. Epos will take third, as Pack, the big loser in that final ice turn. He is mortal after all, and it turns out that he can make mistakes in that one.
Yeah, absolutely. As now we have our leaders tied on 46, both Pack and Richie finding themselves on 46 points, as Binkss is 8 points behind, and then Epos is 7 points behind him. So Epos not off to the best start in this match so far, but then again, Cadence is coming as the 5th map, and just how important will that be if Epos can keep up that amazing form that he has on Cadence so far?
Hey, listen, I'm just going to take a brief aside here, call out Twitch chat for saying, you know, Pack was the big... I said Pack was the big loser in that final ice turn. You can't just spend the entire previous conversation talking about how Pack only has bronze medals and then turn around and call me out for saying big loser. This is unfair. It's unjust.
Also, Pack has a bronze echelon, and I want to be one to say it that I have a gold one, so who's really the better player here?
That's exactly the joke that Twitch chat was making. All 4 players enter the dirt together as Pack just about edges it out. Richie once again clean through there, but Epos is quick through that final section. He's carrying good speed around the outside of that ice. If he can stay brave, if he can keep carrying, no, he'll have to exit a little bit early. Pack and Richie to the line, though. It's Pack who's half a tenth down.
Yeah, Richie just got such an insane exit there that he managed to snipe Pack right at the end, which is important for him as he now finds himself 4 points into the lead. And you know, Richie's playing really, really well here. I don't think his effort can be kind of understated. He finds himself leading the grand final after 2 maps, which is quite an impressive start.
I think there's an argument to be made that, you know, while the other players all have individual maps where they've been performing incredibly well, Richie, as you might expect from the amount of work that he's put into this map pack, has kind of been the most consistent across all of them. He's maybe not individually the fastest on any individual map, although he did hold a few world records coming into today. He is just kind of clean on all 5 maps.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been playing really, really well. Like, credit to him. He's been absolutely cooking. And this map, to be fair, is probably one of his stronger maps. Sublimation is quite a strong map for Richie. I think he should still hold the world record.
Checking.
He does still hold the world record. The world record has not been beaten in match. Elcon was the closest one to it. But so, you know, this is a strong map for Richie. Richie could really put himself in a fantastic position to win this grand final here.
Yeah, currently about halfway through this grand final. Players about to crest that 60-point mark. We are racing to 120 in finalist mode all the way at those heights. While Richie does hold the world record on this map, he does not hold first place in this round, drifting a little way back as Epos and Pack enter this turn together. It's been a very good turn for Epos over the course of the day, and him and Pack will both look pretty good. Epos exit the ice slide a little bit too early, though, as Binkss has done a very good job of that particular maneuver on every map all day long, and he gains on Pack into this final corner. 360 to go. Epos is gaining back again. Binkss has good speed. He's a little bit lower than Pack. He'll hit the inside. Can Epos snipe? He can't. The finish line continues to be a paid actor by the French here on Sublimation.
Unbelievable that all these French players have crashed into the finish and somehow not lost a spot because of it. I'm convinced now it's a I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. We've been casting for too long for me to think of the right words to say as we go into round 2 on Sublimation with Epos leading us away after the first drift. hopefully he can keep this going, because Epos is starting to kind of fall back a little bit from the pack.
Yeah.
He'd like to put himself up near where Binkss is so that he's still thereabouts. As he gets a fantastic exit from this ice slide, and now, as he goes into the 180 ice slide, he should be leading the round.
Yeah, should be looking good. Again, I have liked Epos's performance on this turn. He starts high, finishes low, and that's been a line that's really worked for him. I believe that was Richie sliding out completely at the end there, and you see Binkss straightens out so late this time around. That's the line he's been aiming for, the high entry, low exit, and it's really worked on this round. Just needs to nail the ice slide. He's very close to the inside there. Binkss touches Pack. He's going to move through into second place. Epos is distant. I can barely see him. He's so far away from everyone else. 7/10 the gap, and that is a great round from Epos.
That is really fantastic from Epos there. Now he'll find himself just 1 point behind Binkss, which is really where he kind of needed to put himself thereabouts. Just kind of keeping touch with Richie and Pack ahead. Obviously, there's still a lot of this match to go. 120 points limit. We're only just past the halfway stage. So there is still quite a lot of Trackmania to be played here. And of course, prizes for second and third, €600 for first and 1,000 World Tour points, €300 for second and €100 for third. So, you know, you're going to be playing all the way out to third place here, so you gotta get whatever points you can, whenever you can get them.
Yeah, and we've talked a little bit about how, you know, we're expecting to see Liftoff as the first map in rotation at least a second time. I think we need to keep an eye on the fact that Castle, second map in rotation, could well make an appearance again with players on finalist at the end of this match. So we'll see how that plays out. Epos is so tight on the inside. I don't love that line. It's kind of worked for him, though. Richie had to straighten out really early. He's lost all his speed. Pack at a great line through the 180 and now leads the round as we enter the 360. There's this moment of waiting. We pause. We see as they dive on in. Both of them will nail it. Epos stays a little bit lower, but should not be able to catch Pack to the line, who will pick up another 10 points.
Yeah, that's a tidy time from Pack there. 0.4 is just 2/10 behind world record, almost exactly 2/10 behind world record. And that's, you know, his Pack is playing really, really well as well. Like, I think Richie and Pack definitely the best two performing players in this final so far, and that's kind of reflected in their points total, as Epos has now overtaken Binkss for third place. So Epos now needs to try and build on the momentum he's slowly starting to gain, maybe slowly starting to warm up into the match, and hopefully he'll be able to, you know, pull himself up to second place and maybe even into first.
Yeah, another decent round on Sublimation would be great for Epos because, yeah, Cadence is coming. It's been the map that Epos has looked by far the most comfortable on because he's just been nailing it, honestly, the entire way through. Those third turns have been a thing of beauty all day long. Unfortunately, this is not looking like the ideal Sublimation round to lead directly into that, but this could go well through the 180. He's still close behind, only a couple of tenths away, and he's very close on the inside here. He'll straighten out and he'll fully go to space. That could almost be a DNF. That's a rough place to end up for that to happen. But all three other players are still in the fight at the front. Binkss carries a lot of speed through the 360. Richie is low. Binkss might just crash it and he'll have to try and straighten out, allowing Pack through into second. Round win for Richie. Epos is banging off walls. I said it might be a DNF. It sure looks like one. That'll be 0 points, and Epos, all the good work undone in an instant. Not the end of the world, but he does drop 3 points further behind Binkss.
Yeah, that's not what Epos would want to see. He'd really probably want those three points there just at the end, just for when it gets down to the business end of this match. And yeah, but we are off Sublimation now, and we head into Brains working Halfwood.
Yep.
Got it. Got there eventually. Brain
you-
working Halfwood.
A mildly zombified OC just moaning brains into his microphone.
Leave me alone. As yeah, we head into Halfwood here, and obviously not the best map for Epos. He did kind of play well in the last match.
Hey, I think he's done decently on this map. Controversial take.
Controversial take, maybe. I'm sure we'll have Magpie stats to back us up at some point. He'll just randomly drop them in there, and everyone will lose their minds over how
Here's
pretty the
why
graphs
I think
are.
he's done well on this map. His starts have been very solid on this map. Now, he does lose back to the pack a little bit in general on these following turns, but he has a strong start. Previously, it was the end that was letting him down. That final jump into the right-hander was causing him struggles. He was clipping it a lot, but having tidied that up, I think Epos definitely has a chance to get some very, very good rounds through this one. There are a lot of players very tight at the top. Richie, the unfortunate player, down nearly 2 seconds halfway through this map. But Binkss leads just about from Epos, who goes very wide there. And I hope didn't crash. He didn't. He's still here, but has allowed Pack through as well.
Yeah, and now we go into the last RPG style jump in this map. Binkss jumps off too early and has to respawn as Pack now takes first place, and Epos just about makes the finish. I think Binkss just kind of, oh, he still gets third. Binkss just kind of
Hey,
seemed to jump off the map there, kind of completely misjudged his jumping point and the angle he needed to do it at, and decided, nah, don't like that one. I'm going to respawn.
Yeah, fair enough. These things happen, as that will shrink the gap once again between Binkss and Epos down to 1. Pack, though, 94 points, starting to really pull away in this match. 15 points clear of anyone else. Epos has crashed the start, so we'll move on and look at what the other 3 players are doing, because Pack is only 26 points away from finalist.
Pack is only 26 points away from finalists, and that's not going to be a mistake that Epos would have wanted to make right at the start there, as Pack has been just kind of dominant almost so far through this match, and like he's just been consistently getting those first or second placements, and that's what you need when everyone around you seems to be not driving as consistent as you are and not picking up the points as consistently as you are. And now we watch Pack once again in second place, and now he makes a clip. I think Richie also, and Richie clipped. Everyone has clipped. Okay, so Binkss should win the round unless he jumps off too early. Oh my god. Oh my god, a Pack almost missed.
Grand finals, baby!
I love Trackmania Eastwards. That's going to be on a clip on YouTube, isn't it? Because it was messy to say the least.
It was
See, that's why I took that round, Noah.
Oh, see,
That's why I
it
took
was a round full of clips, one could say.
Pastor, you're gonna need to find a new caster for the last 2 rounds of this match. I can't take this anymore. I can't take this anymore. Can we get like Thomas or someone? I don't know.
Hey,
Oh,
Binkss has
dear.
been having a bit of a disaster at the end of the match, but it's Epos with the kind of, bit of a disastrous start multiple times in a row. Just not making it through those first couple of turns without incident, and it's meant Pack, Binkss, and Richie fighting each other for these first places. And it's been Pack who's really been coming out on top in those battles. We kind of hyped it up. Hey, it's the finals. It's 120 points. Liftoff is going to be decisive. Pack could close this out in 5 maps.
He could very much close this out in 5 maps, as 10 points here would be quite important for him as he's in position to take so. But now Binkss and Richie both come back through, and now Binkss needs to make sure he does not misjudge his point of jumping. Pack clips, and Epos manages to overtake him as Binkss wins the round there and just keeps Pack at bay for a little bit longer. Just a little bit.
Just a small amount, but that does mean Pack is a win and a last place away from finalist mode. And that's not a huge amount, and we still have at least 5. We have 5 rounds to go. I believe this is our final round on Halfwood, then 4 rounds to go on Cadence before the map pack loops back around to the start, and we do it all over again. Epos, he's made it through the first turn.
Come on, Epos. This is where it could begin. We could see Epos getting 50 points in a row here if he plays like he did on Cadence earlier.
Yeah.
And that would put him in quite a nice situation on 118.
Yeah.
So not even a finalist.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
No. I think, to be clear, Pack would still be finalist with last places in all 5 of these rounds, and Epos would not quite have hit it. It's the level of gap that Pack has opened up across the entire field at this point. But this is a round. This is all 4 players within a tenth of each other. Epos goes wide, and he's alongside Pack in doing so. Never mind, it was Pack who crashed. He's alongside Richie. Pack is now over a second down, and it is Richie and Epos gaining on Binkss. Through the final turn, Binkss crashes again. Richie's inside, low jump, Epos first.
What a win for Epos there, as everyone around him just seemed to make the tiniest little mistake, allowing Epos to come through. And now I can feel it. This is where the comeback starts for Epos here. He's now going to go from winning around on Halfwood into Cadence. This is his map. He has been dominant on this map today, and now he needs this dominance more than ever to keep up, to get himself into a good position.
This is drama. This is drama. Cinema. This is, I don't know, other adjectives as well, because yeah, it is the come from behind for Epos now, heading into a map 5 that he has looked incredibly strong on all day long. With that said, players that can push outside dirt, players that know the limits of the map. I mean, Pack and Binkss, both incredible players in their own right, although we saw Binkss making mistakes on this map earlier. But Richie also knows all of these tracks inside out, every inch of every track at this point. So the advantages that Epos has been able to gain have been through pushing very hard on these dirt turns. And I kind of get the feeling that we might be seeing similar things from some of the other players in this lobby.
Absolutely, as now Epos needs, if he wants to put himself in a good position here, as Richie makes a mistake early, needs to, tap into that unbelievable pace he had here earlier on today, as he finds himself down in 3rd place, but there is still a lot of track to go as we go up into the strip, into this extremely important dirt outside here, as speed just carries for so long, and Epos gets it really nicely, and look at the speed as it carries into the drift and then into the uphill, and he is in 1st place with Pack just at his heels, waiting for him to make even the slightest mistake.
And this is what happened to Binkss on this track earlier. In pushing, he made mistakes that allowed Epos through, and Epos has carried that confidence all the way from that match through into this grand finals on the back of Cadence. Look at him push on the outside there. This is round 1. This is in the books for Epos. He's got 1 of 1. How much further could he take it?
Hopefully all the way here for just like the state of this match. Like, hopefully he can go the whole way here as Pack picks himself up a handy 6 points. He needs a 1st, a 2nd, or a 3rd to put himself into finalist mode in this grand final.
Yeah. Are we going to credit Josh1248 with the UK just being good at full speed now?
I think we're just going to credit Josh with Epos probably annoyed Josh so much that he finally taught him how to speed slide, and that's why he's been so dominant on this map.
He's been looking great. I mean, these speed slides have worked for him in general. This time around, he hasn't just walked away with a lead handed to him. There's still this barrel to go, and that's worked a lot of the time for Epos. This time, matched again in speed by Binkss and Pack, but he is alongside them heading into our first dirt turn, and he's pushing. He's wider. He's braver on dirt than anyone else in this map, and he is in the lead by a 10th.
Yeah, here he goes, leads into the dirt uphill once again. Where have we seen this one before? Epos getting chased by Pack into the ending of this map as Pack jumps slightly more inside. He's going to have slightly less speed on exit here, I think, as now into the drift and into the final wood section with the really important outside dirt here. Epos goes a little bit wide. He gets the outside dirt absolutely nailed as he overtakes both players and gets himself 2 wins from 2 with back-to-back point 4s.
It is quick. He is 2 tenths and a little bit and change off of the world record in both of these opening rounds, and they were necessary, to be honest, to pick up those wins. The story is still, though, that Pack is now finalist. While Epos is charging up the leaderboard, there's a mountain yet to climb as he is 22 points away from finalist himself. It's all about denying Pack that win right now for everyone, because this is it. This is for all the marbles and a grand finals win.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Pack will be taking home 1,000 World Tour points and €600 if he can get it done in 1st place. But Epos will be there to deny him, as here comes Binkss with that pace that we've seen so far in this map, and Epos with the dirt line, and look at him just close the speed more and more, and he's going to have more speed into the uphill, and he's just chasing him down, and Binkss can hear boss music as Pack and Epos are just closing in bit by bit on him as they go into the ending of this map.
Ooh, he's gonna touch. He's gonna touch. It's up to Binkss to deny Pack at this point as well. 1 more wood section, 1 more piece of dirt, and the gap shrinks again as Pack is right there. He wants it. He pushes. He had to. He had nothing to lose, but in doing so, he's gonna let Epos back into 2nd place. It was the right decision for Pack. It turns out to work in Epos's favor as well.
Yeah, absolutely there. And of course, that Pack touch right at the end while trying to catch Binkss. Epos can kind of like pick up on these little mistakes that could happen from Pack now, as he has to push for a round win. That's the only thing that's useful for Pack right now, is winning a round. So, he can kind of,
Yeah.
Pac's gonna have to push just a little bit more going into the end of a map. Like, there's nothing to lose and everything to gain, so he may as well.
The round winning time there from Binkss was 106.25. That's what he's been pushing
what?
for. That's why the mistakes are coming through from Binkss, because that's the pace he's apparently chasing. Hey, yeah, he's quick.
He
might be quick. He's not as quick as Epos was through these opening speed slides, as he does sit now just about a tenth behind. Pretty much everyone is here for this one, and unfortunately for Pac, he is sitting in 4th place, having pushed hard. I think he's made a little bit of a mistake, and maybe just an error, we'll call it, that has dropped him a little ways away from these top 2. Richie still in the mix as well. Into this is where the mistake came through from Epos last time. This time he goes wide on the dirt. He's going to carry more speed then into the wood. I like how this is lining up for Epos, looking for the 75% win rate on Cadence. Once again, he's in the wall though. He'll give it up to Binkss, he'll give it up to Richie, and Pac will take it too. It's only 3 points for Epos. He sits on 107.
And now we have finalist 113, 109, 107. Oh my God, this is incredible as we go back to liftoff. And what do we know about liftoff? It was the first map, so it's going to be the most important, as we will now probably have our winner decided here.
I'll call it. I think having made it back here, Pac probably has the advantage, right? From what we've heard and what we've seen in this finals, Pac has been cooking on liftoff. With that said, Epos sniped Pac in a couple of rounds. Epos sniped wins away on this map the first time we visited as well. If you are still here as a Blue Jays fan, as an Epos fan, or just a fan of enjoyable Trackmania, keep your eyes on the car in blue, because Epos has a chance to pull something special off.
He really does have an extreme chance to pull something special off here, as it's so close. If Epos wins this round here, almost everyone will be on finalists in the next round if Pac doesn't take it away. So we could be looking at potentially a quadruple finalist in a grand final situation, which would just be absolutely insane. So
it's making OC more Irish by the second. The so it was slipping in to speech as Pac is chasing. He has more speed than Epos, then Binkss, but he clips Pac. He's gonna be gone from this round. He does not win it from this position, but Epos touches as well. He probably doesn't win it from this position. I think he survived that somehow. Binkss will still pick up the round win, you'd have to imagine, as he will take the full 10. He moves to 119 points. That's heartbreaking. As he
remember that
to
DNF?
113.
Remember that DNF earlier? Remember that DNF earlier? It all comes back.
Genius. Your
The
memory
DNF
is
from
huge.
Binkss earlier and the DNF from Epos earlier. The DNF from Epos earlier would have allowed him to come 3rd in this round and still be in finalists, provided Pac doesn't win.
And you're right, and Binkss, he'd be on finalists right now if he had not DNF'd that round.
Yeah.
Those
DNFs come back. They matter so much. Those 3 points in the grand final, as close as this, those 3 points matter so much.
Well, they might matter, but ladies and gentlemen, they might not matter all that much, because if things continue the way they look in this round, we would have ended up at quadruple finalist either way, because Epos leads and everyone else will hit finalist as long as they finish the round and Epos wins. Binkss has crashed on out. Pac sits in 2nd, and Epos into the final quarter pipe just needs to not touch. We're going to a quadruple finalist grand finals.
Unless Richie doesn't finish.
Oh, okay, never
Richie
mind. Well, never mind. Okay, well, oh no, we're going to a quadruple. We're going. Look at the red names. One round, anyone's to take a grand champion for the April monthly cup. That's all this is. Why are we going so goddamn hard?
I think it's go as you mean to go on. I think these monthly cups are going to be seriously impressive from here on now, as Binkss now leads us away into the first half of this map. Epos hot on his trail. Richie has fallen back a little bit, as now we go into
sorry, Binkss just disappeared off my screen.
Yep.
He's lying, but now Pac is also chasing them down.
Oh, it's close. Back half of the map to go. 3 cards within a tent. Binkss leads from pack from Epos, and we only have a quarter pipe to go. It's Binkss to lose, but it's Pax to snipe. Does he have the aim? Does Epos have it? He has speed. All 3 of them to the finish line. Binkss is your April Monthly Cup champion.
Wow, what a round to finish it off there with 400 separating the top 3 as Binkss locks himself into that first place with 1,000 World Tour points and €600 prize money.
It doesn't
But
stop.
there's still, it doesn't
It
stop.
doesn't stop.
There's still 2 more rounds to come. There's still 2 more rounds to come, Nua, as Epos and Pack now will be hoping to get themselves into 2nd and 3rd place so that they can walk away with a little bit of prize money.
Yeah, €600 and 1,000 points no longer on the table, but how does €300 and 600 points sound? I'd say pretty good. That is 600 points, more than any individual tournament up until this point has given for winning the damn thing. This would be huge still for whichever player does manage to pick it up, and it is again any of these 3 players to take. Pack has the lead. Epos has made the mistake, unfortunately, and it's Richie then to try and chase down Pack, to try and prevent the player who's been on finalist longest in this match from finally locking in his finishing position. I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. GG's to Pack. He'll take home 2nd place.
Yeah, and congratulations to Pack there, taking home 2nd place in the April Monthly Cup, as now we have a 1-round shootout between Epos and Richie on a new map.
Well.
On a new map, and it's going to be Castle as we get a 1-round shootout for the winner. Or sorry, for the winner. My apologies. For the 3rd place, taking home €100 as well as I think it's 400 points. Don't quote me on that. I think it's 400 World Tour points.
That's a
and
good memory you've got
€100.
right there. It is in fact 400 points. Whoever loses will still walk away with the consolation prize of 250 World Tour points, but there's also €100 for whoever gets 3rd place. So still a little bit of money left, still plenty of points up for grabs as well on what is going to be a very competitive circuit. I think it's very easy to say that at this stage of the day. And it's Richie and Epos to try and pick up as many as they can left at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, extremely competitive throughout the day. Quadruple finalist in the grand final. I don't think as casters we could have asked really for much more. It's been a fantastic day overall, and it's all going to culminate now in this final round, deciding who will finish the April Monthly Cup in 3rd place.
Richie has the advantage right now, 2.5 tenths, but the plastic looking a little bit shakier for Richie than it did for Epos, who's cut the gap in half, just over a tenth to go. Couple of turns left. It'll come down to this outside dirt and the bumpy dirt then. Who enters cleaner? Epos sets up a little bit more inside, then wider into the dirt, carrying decent speed, but Richie straighter into the ice then. It's an ice slide to decide it all, and I think that Richie might just have the edge. No snipe to come through. Epos will have to take 4th and be happy with it, be proud of it in what was a stacked field. To make top 4 is incredible. And I can still be happy for Richie, who is the player I think undoubtedly who has put more work than anyone else into this map pack and into today, landing himself on the podium and walking away with €100 and 400 points towards the World Tour.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, heartbreaking for Epos there, the guy who's been following the whole day, and Blue Jays and BITM to not pick up any prize money, but still picks up World Tour points, which will be handy coming towards the end of the year for World Cup. But great performance from Binkss to win it. Great performance from Pac to get 2nd, and Richie, well deserved. You can see he put in a lot of the time there to try and win, and he got himself a 3rd place, which is quite nice.
Yeah. And that wraps it up. That'll about do it for us here at the Blue Jays British Irish Trackmania cast. It has been a joy of a day. The competition was wild. I walked into an event called the April Monthly Cup expecting it to be fun, maybe, a little bit competitive at the top end, and instead got one of the best tournaments we've seen in years.
Incredible.
Truly, truly incredible. Congratulations to all of you, the viewers, for getting to watch all of that. What a time to be alive. What a competition. What a day to watch Trackmania. We look forward to seeing plenty more of that in the future. As always, a reminder to drop a follow here on the British Irish Trackmania channel. There is a lot of competition going on here, plenty going. We're trying to overtake Nualaic. That bastard has had a lead on us for too long in terms of Twitch followers, and we're going to catch up to him eventually. Plenty more going on in the British Irish community as well. Jump on over to the Discord to see what's going on. The Cup on Cymru going on in Wales, a land soon. And I think we're going to wrap things up there. Thank you very much once again for joining us. GG's and congratulations again to our very own Pack. Excitement again. He did very, very well. And that's it. Goodbye. See you soon.